What's up everyone, how's it going? Spencer here, and today we're going to take a look at my brand new 2019 Toyota Tacoma. I'm super excited about this car. It is in the fantastic cement color. I hope you guys can hear me well. I also recently got a new camera, waiting to get the new microphone soon, but I really wanted to make a video about the new Tacoma, show it to you guys, go over some of the features, do a little review on it. I've had it for a couple hundred miles, so I feel like it's the perfect kind of time to give you my thoughts and show you the car. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Sorry if I'm kind of out of the frame. I don't have my tripod. I'm waiting on that again as well. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the 2019 Toyota Tacoma. This will be my review, and please subscribe and stay tuned to the end of the video. Thanks. All right, so let's go ahead and start by doing a walk around of the exterior. Like I said, it's a 2019 Toyota Tacoma. It's a TRD off-road. It's in the cement exterior with the, I believe it's just the black interior. I don't think they have any specific name for it. It's fully stock. The only thing I've done to it so far is window tint. Other than that, it's sitting on the stock suspensions, stock tires, stock wheels, all that. This is just my initial review. There's gonna be a lot more coming soon, which again, like I said, please subscribe since we're pretty excited about this one. But without further ado, here's kind of a nice little walk around. If you've seen the other videos on my channel, I had a 2015 for a while. So I'm gonna be comparing it to the second gen, since this is the third gen Tacoma, and show you some of the things that I like about it, what they've kind of improved, things like that. And one of which, we'll start towards the back here, is this setup here. So, you know, for the Tacoma, one of the big things was having the lockable tailgate, which is huge. And you can see now, of course, it has that feature right there on the right, so you can actually physically lock and unlock it if you have a bed cover, tonneau cover. The camera's right below there, kind of hard with the shade. And then, of course, when you grab the handle here, I'll step back. It's got that dampening kind of soft open feature, which is fantastic. It's easy to take off too. You just have to undo these, and then it actually slides out right there. I'll see if I can focus in on that. So you just slide it out right there. So it's pretty simple. The bed is the short bed version. I think it's 5 foot or 5.5 foot. I'm not totally sure on that, but I know a good way to tell. You can tell the short bed versus the long bed because this little portion here on the actual bed, this extension from the cab, so the body line, it keeps going a little bit and kind of cuts off in here, so it's about a foot longer or so. But like I said, this is the short bed. I do decent amount of off-roading, and I just didn't really have a need for the longer bed. You can see right now, these are not stock, by the way. These are front runner racks. I'm gonna be putting my rooftop tent up there soon, so that's why those are in there. They don't come with the truck, but the actual rails there do. So you can see it comes with the kind of tie downs up there, some tie downs down here, and then some of the differences on a TRD versus some of the other ones like the Sport or an SR5 is you have the plug back there. It's an actual household outlet. Some storage pocket there for straps or tie downs, whatever it might be. And then funny enough, something I noticed on the 2019s versus the 2018s, they got rid of the storage right there on the left side. So there used to be 2 pockets like that. Now there's only 1 on the right side, so it's not on the driver's side anymore. It's only on the passenger side, which is pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and put that up. Mine also has the tech package, which I'll show you guys the window sticker too. Got the sensors around there. No LED lights or anything like that. They're nice. You kind of have the brake light and then the turn signal, reverse light. So I mean, it's nice, but not to the full LEDs on the rear just yet. So camera, parking sensors, and then these little, I'm gonna call them canards. Feel free to yell at me in the comments like everyone always does. I believe this guy right here is for the, basically if someone's in your blind spot monitoring system, I believe is what these are for. There's one on each side, so that's kind of cool. And you can see the exhaust pipe down below there. So of course it has a spare tire. It's just the same tire that's on here, which are the Goodyear Wranglers. These have Kevlar in them. I've seen the way that these wear, and I'm not convinced that they're gonna be getting me too many miles. Tread's okay. They say it's more of like an all-terrain. adventure tire is what Goodyear's calling them, but I don't know. I mean, I think these are gonna go soon here, but we will see. And the actual tire size are 265, 70, 16. So those are 16-inch rims. I think they're pretty nice looking. It's got that nice contrast of black with the kind of aluminum look there, so kind of neat. One thing I love about these Tacomas, you can see the frame. I mean, it's all accessible. It's all right there. Exhaust down there, so pretty cool looking. You got your leaf pack, but it's just nice that you can see everything, underneath the truck too. Of course, independent front suspension with the solid rear axle, typical Tacoma. Tacoma badging up front on both sides. Again, same tires on the front. Obviously, you can see the setup on the suspension in there. See if I can get a better angle on the side here. It does come with the factory Bilsteins, which is part of the upgraded TRD off-road. And then you have skid plates down below there, which are pretty decent. I'm not sure the thickness exactly. If I can find it online, I'll link it down below for you guys, of course. And then you have some, grab hooks on the front, if it'll focus. And then, of course, the front bumper, you have typical kind of plastic with, again, a little bit more plastic. Of course, it's painted to match. The front there, love these headlights. I'm gonna turn them on here in a second for you guys. Projector beams, so that's new versus the old one. High beams there, turn signals. It's got an LED daytime running light on the side whenever the truck's on. And then your fog lights or driving lights down below. Giant grille. You'll actually see this is kind of it's a fake looking Toyota symbol almost. It's kind of smooth, glossy look versus, some of this other plastic. The reason for that is it actually has adaptive cruise control. So that's actually part of the radar for that. And then up top you have some of the safety features as well, part of the Toyota safety sense, and that'll help stop the car if you can't. It'll keep your active lane or active distance. And it does have lane, doesn't have lane keep assist, but it'll let you know if you sway out of your lane, which is kind of a cool feature. And all that's standard on all these Tacomas too. Another feature on the TRD off-road, you have the LEDs on the mirrors, pretty neat. And then you have the blind spot monitoring indication there, as well as heated mirrors. So those are kind of some of the bigger differences. Gas tanks on the driver's side. Kind of weird in 2019 that this doesn't have an option to lock. So just normal, 85 or 87 that you can put in these trucks. It doesn't need a 91 or anything like that. Let's go ahead and turn on those headlights for you guys. Those should be on, and then might as well do the cliche turn signals for you too, so you can see those LEDs are pretty bright. And then there you have the headlights. So again, like I said, projector beam, turn signal, high beam, and then the fog lamp or driving light. So this car also has access key. So what that means is you have the little fob here, lock, unlock, panic, of course, and it's just a little black fob. There's nowhere to stick it, there's nothing, you just keep it in a pocket. And then when you come up to the car, it's only on the driver's door, so a little bit different than a lot of the other cars, but you just tap, it'll lock, you'll hear the beep, and then you'll just grab the handle to unlock it. So that's pretty neat. I had that on Subaru, the Audi, a couple of the other cars on the channel too. So kind of nice that this truck would have that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. I misspoke. I guess I don't even know my own car. It's actually a gray interior. So it's a gray on gray. Of course, you got leather wrapped steering wheel, which I love. Something to keep in mind if you are looking to buy a Tacoma, you can't raise or lower the seat. So if you're shorter and maybe you want to see over the truck a little bit more, definitely go and check one out, drive one, sit in one, make sure it's something that you're gonna be okay with height-wise. You can adjust the steering wheel, so that'll go up and down, in and out. And then you have the backrest there and then your lumbar. But yeah, there's no ability to physically kind of move the seat up or down. So just keep that in mind, something that kind of was interesting to me when I bought the truck. Floor mats, love these floor mats. I think Toyota have had some issues with securing them, and the whole Prius scandal of acceleration, whatever. So they've made these mats a little bit better. They actually go all the way up the side, which I think this is one of the first manufacturers in a while that I've seen do that. So it really plates the entire bottom nicely, so you're not worried about getting, you know, your actual carpet dirty. Just something that I noticed, which I really like. And of course they secure into place too. So some of the buttons on the side here: driver's side steering wheel, auto high beams, super cool. You just flick your high beams forward, tap that, and they'll automatically go on and off depending on you know, if there's traffic coming towards you or not, which is fantastic. This is something that has changed from the 15s, or really any of the older Tacomas, to current. You can now turn your bed lights on or off and then keep them on with the door, which is great. This was one of the features that I just wish that the last truck had, and I'm so grateful that this has it. They're actually LED, so they're super bright at night. And then you have a little button here for, you know, your power outlet in the rear trunk there, or in the bed, excuse me. 2 automatic windows on driver and passenger. The rear are just not one touch, but of course they're auto. And then you have lock, unlock. You can lock out all the windows, and then your mirror controls. And everything in here material-wise is actually really nice. So you have like a pretty good, I like that they've actually wrapped it all the way up to the top. It's more of like a rubbery with some soft padding underneath. So when you have your elbow up there, it's actually pretty comfortable. And then you just have some hard plastics throughout, you know, what you expect out of a truck. Hard plastics up on the dash throughout there. So kind of interesting, but not too bad. Hopping in the truck, really good visibility throughout the front glass here. And then your side windows. Really good mirrors in my opinion. I like these. I think they're a little bit better than the last ones, a little more aerodynamic. Start stop button down below here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. I really dislike this placement here. I've hit this so many times just getting in and not thinking about it. Of course it's keyless access like I said, but I really wish that this 4-wheel drive control maybe would have moved, or they would have made this bigger and smaller, whatever it might be. It's just kind of a weird positioning. So I mean, you can see it's easy to kind of just get in and tap something. So still getting used to that, but no stress there. Just thought it was interesting to mention. Of course, you have that 4-wheel drive switch, 4-wheel drive low, and then 2-wheel drive, which is what the truck drives in most of the time on drive pavement. You have the button here for your heated exterior mirrors, AC controls, AC buttons, you can turn it on and off. Temperatures is the dial, and then, you know, your different zones there. It's kind of funny. I'll zoom in so I can show you guys. There we go. So there's a little white switch there, and it kind of moves along, and you can see it's the only one with the white again right there. So it shows you kind of where you're at in the positioning of the temperature control or fan speed, but it's so tiny. So I think I'm gonna try and fix this, or maybe mark it better, because sometimes if you're just driving and it's kind of quick glance, it's hard to see. So just something to keep in mind. Again, just showing you some of my thoughts. Rear glass now slides. It's all automatic, so you just press that button. Absolutely love that feature. That is something that is, you know, improved leaps and bounds. Again, before I just never really used that window because it's manual and it's either open or close, and it was hard to decide which one you wanted. So now you can automatically do it. It's great for off-roading. 1 USB port and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Wireless charging, which is great. So this pad down below there will charge your devices, which is a very nice feature. It's actually illuminated as well. ECT power, which will help with your gearing and basically give you a little bit more power if you're towing or whatever it might be. BSM, blind spot monitoring, your park sensors, you know, things like that we already went over. Of course, manual vents, you can kind of move those around. Steering wheel, like I said, absolutely love it. You got your volume controls. They've kind of changed some of this. If you guys have a current Tacoma, then you know what I'm talking about. The volume used to be down here and now it's up here. That's kind of weird to get used to, but no big deal. Your lane departure warning, and then the adaptive cruise control setting is there basically to choose your distance. And then back behind there is the actual cruise control stock. If it'll focus, there it goes. You basically just set it like normal cruise control. And then up top there's my dash. 843 miles, so she's brand new. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up for you guys. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and press the start stop button. It's got a pretty cool noise to it in my opinion. I like it quite a bit. And then, of course, when it's on, I'm gonna close this door so we can not have that going on. So your main screen here, it's all digital now, which is great. So it actually gives you a lot of information. All the controls are down here on the steering wheel, and you can go through and it'll show you average, fuel economy, how long you've been in the car, time until rest, things that you wouldn't really think would be in a truck, but they're doing it now in the Tacoma. Your directions, because the car has navigation. And then this is my favorite for off-roading. So it shows pitch and roll. And what those do is it shows you when you're driving, kind of where you're angled at, where you're positioned, which is super helpful when you're off-road. So very, very neat feature. Tire pressure monitoring, things like that. And then of course you can do music and all that kind of stuff too, but I mainly leave it on this one so you have your miles per hour. Over in the new infotainment system, again, we've seen this for years through Toyota. Basically you have your navigation there, you have the home button, you can choose your different sources with audio, Bluetooth audio, XM, which is what I listen to often, FM, AM, things like that. CD player up top, of course. You can tap apps, and then it'll actually show you some pretty cool stuff here. I like weather, so it'll show you current weather, which is pretty cool. It shows you the temperature, all that kind of stuff, of course, based off location. If you tap apps again, there's things like, traffic. It'll show you an active traffic map. Pretty cool. It'll show you predictive map, economy settings, so what your kind of mileage is. You can kind of track this stuff a little bit better. Navigation, audio, phone, of course, is paired, so it'll show you that. You can keep track of your maintenance, so whenever you go to the dealership or however you do your maintenance, you can store them in there so you know kind of when the next time to do your oil change or whatever it might be is, which is super helpful. What I'll do is I can cover this in a more in-depth in another video. I just kind of wanted to show that off real quick. It's pretty basic overall. If you pair your phone and have the Uconnect app, or excuse me, not Uconnect, but the app through Toyota, then you can kind of do a lot more. The Intune, excuse me, thinking of something else. Yeah, and I'll show, like I said, I'll show that in a different video, but just so you kind of have a basic rundown. Go ahead and open up the hood for you guys before showing off the rest of the interior. It's just right there, like any other car really. But it is the new 3.5 liter from Toyota, so no longer a 4 liter. Gets you a little bit better fuel economy. It's not as crazy. It's, I guess, the D4S V6. So I'll put some more specs down below. I think relatively it's about 278 horsepower, give or take. There's the LEDs in the daytime running light mode. Another view of the front. A little video of that back glass opening and closing. Kind of neat. So if we open up the rear, I was just cleaning it, so I have all my cleaning gear down below there. I'll show the other side so you can get a better idea, but there you go. It does seat 5 all together. And then of course these do flip up as well, so you have storage underneath. It's got the tire jack, and those actually like kind of lock and stay secure. And then there's a little pull tab up above there, so that way you have behind this seat storage as well. Make sure that's locked in place, just like that. Go ahead and close it up and show you finally the passenger side. Again, you can't raise or lower. This one doesn't have lumbar either. Basically just the backrest and then forward and back. Again, Tacoma mats all throughout. They have this. This is pretty cool. It says Tacoma right there. All right. So this is the window sticker for the Tacoma. It's a 2019 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. Again, the only things I got were the all-weather floor liners, the technology package, which is rear parking assist sonar, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and then of course 278 horsepower, 265 foot-pounds of torque, 3.5 liter V6, Atkins cycle, dual variable valve timing, all that kind of stuff. 6-speed automatic, crawl control. You know, you guys already know this. You've been looking at them. So I'll show you the sticker. there she is. It's got 18 city, 22 highway, 20 combined. And then it gets a 4-star crash rating. Some of the specifics there. And the final price of $38,728. If you guys want to know more about the purchase process, how much I paid, things like that, definitely let me know. Leave a comment and I'll do a more in-depth video. I'm happy to share that information. But just so you know, there's the window sticker. And lastly, let's do a little driving footage and show you guys kind of what it looks like on the road. Other than that, for this video, there's some of my thoughts on the 2019 Toyota Tacoma, just my version of a review. If you like it, please subscribe, ask all the questions you can, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks so much.